Hi, welcome to the Box on the Box Rock and Celluloid, Botbrack for short. This is my film TV review channel. I do a bit of music, but generally it's for that now. For the few people that come and view it, but I'm hoping maybe more people will subscribe and share. So it's award season time, and obviously I'm a big film fan, and I must confess I've always been a bit of a sucker for the Oscars when I was younger. I think Oscar winning films was kind of a way in to an Oscar-winning actors and things like that. Was like a way into sort of finding out what films were good and bad, and what actors were great and directors were great and so on. I think as you go further into it, you realise often Oscar gets it wrong. Alfred Hitchcock, 5 nominations for Best Director, no win. Stanley Kubrick, 4 nominations for Best Director, no win. There's numerous examples. People winning Best Actor, people winning Best Actress. When you look at the performances that year, they weren't even nominated. Where you're like, Christ, that's amazing. But my Oscar obsession started. I'll show you this book. It's back to the 60 years of the Oscars. That's from 1987, 88. So I was working. First sort of summer holidays after I'd been at college in Newcastle. I was working at a place called Henry Cook's Paper Mill, which is near where I lived in Cumbria. And I spent some of I was working at the pay off my overdraft, but I spent some of my cash on that, and I was 30 quid back in 1988, 1989 actually. So that's like, it's like fucking 70, 80 quid now. Crazy. But anyway, I've always liked the Oscars. I don't think they always get it right. I will say that last year, I think they called it brilliant. I think they showed up the BAFTAs. The BAFTAs went for the stale, conservative, 19, it's all in one shot 17, which I found I didn't think it was that great. I got annoyed with people going, oh, it's shot all in one shot. And it's like, I fucking know. That's what people keep telling me every time they talk about that film. But, it's easier to do that thing now, to do long takes and do invisible cuts is a lot easier than when Scorsese did his famous shot in Goodfellas, or Wells did the opening of Touch of Evil. But anyway, I thought Parasite was spot on. I thought it captured the zeitgeist. What was weird was, we literally went into the pandemic about a month later, and everyone was looking at South Korea and how well it was performing in its track and trace and stuff like that. Obviously, we didn't know what the hell track and trace was then, but it was interesting at that point. I think South Korea merged technologically with a brand like Samsung. I've got a Samsung phone. This is what I'm using now. And then it emerged culturally, obviously with Parasite and Bong Joon-ho, and remember him going around with his interpreter, and he's such a great guy. She was great. It was just brilliant, and I love the film, love the way it looked, love the acting, everything. And then literally have the pandemic, and they emerged scientifically, whereas we look fucking dickheads in this country, but we've been making a really good job of looking dickheads for quite some time. Anyway, on with the Oscar nominations. They're really annoying. I'm just looking at the screen here, and they've got the Best Picture ones at the bottom. I'm on the Guardians one, but anyway, weird this year. 1, 2, 3, 8 nominations for Best Picture. So last year there was 9, then there was 10 another year. But these don't have 5 nominations per category, but they've expanded it with Best Picture. I think it'd be good to see them expand categories more. Sometimes it'd be nice to open up the actor and actresses maybe to 7. Or something, because so many performances get missed. But Best Picture nomination, The Father. This is Anthony Hopkins, Olivia Colman film. If you see the trailer, at first you're not sure what's going on. He has dementia, so Olivia Colman, it changes into Olivia Williams, and it's from his dementia sufferer's perspective. I think this did around at the film festivals. I thought the trailer looked great. I thought Hopkins looks amazing. Judas and the Black Messiah. This is about the young guys recruited to spy on Fred Hampton, the Black Panthers leader. I think the guy's called Lakers Stanfield. I think that's pronounced it. I'll come to that. Fred Hampton's played by Daniel Kaluuya, very own Daniel Kaluuya. And this actually ties in with another Best Picture nominee, The Trial of Chicago 7. If you've seen that on Netflix, one of the characters in that, I think, is an associate of Fred Hampton. Or is it Fred Hampton? I can't remember. But anyway, he was the Black Panther leader. Then you got Mank. So this film's quite interesting. This was really hotly tipped. I remember reading about this. It's going to win all the Oscars. It's going to be amazing. It's Fincher. It's about Citizen Kane. It's black and white. It's got Oldman. Watched it on Netflix and was very disappointed. Looks great. It's got 10 nominations, but this won't win in anything. But Amanda Seyfried and Gary Oldman are good. It is well directed in that I I don't know. It didn't grab me. Very disappointed. Minari, have not seen this. This is interesting. This stars Stephen Ewan, the American South Korean actor from The Walking Dead. I won't do a spoiler alert, but for those who watch it know what the crack is there. But he plays they said play a South Korean American family, immigrants who run a farm in Kansas, something like that. But he was in a film called Burning, which was I didn't like it, but it was very very well received a couple of years ago, a South Korean film. So this is done well on the festival circuit. Sounds quite interesting. Nomad Land, so this is the biggie. This is the one that everyone's talking about. So this stars Frances McDormand, and she plays a kind of I don't know if she's fallen on hard times or just kind of falling adrift in the world, but she's an older woman, a middle-aged woman, probably someone in her 50s, and she's just kind of travelling in I don't know, it's a camper van type of thing across the US, probably through the Midwest. And it's female director called Chloe Zhao. I can't actually pronounce it, apologies if it's wrong. This has already won Golden Globes, but then you've got Promising Young Woman. I have a good authority that this is great. Cary Mulligan, brilliant. What's interesting about this film is it's directed by a woman also, and she played Camilla Parker Bowles in The Crown. The lady who directed, I'll get her name, apologies, where are we? Emerald Fennell, yeah. So this is supposed to be good. It's a kind of rape revenge film. It's very controversial. Cary Mulligan's hotly took for Best Actress, but we'll come to that. So I'm really excited. Next one, I'm really excited to see Sound of Metal. This stars Riz Ahmed. Great, love Riz Ahmed. If you've not seen The Night of, is it? I think it's Scar-Atlantic. He plays a guy accused of some murder. The British version had Ben, Paddington Bear in it. That guy. It's really good. Riz Ahmed, really like him, top bloke. He plays a heavy metal drummer as well, awesome. And then it's a trial of Chicago 7. Now, I enjoyed this on Netflix, written and directed by Aaron Sorkin, but as some I've just read that points out, Aaron Sorkin's a great writer, he's not as much of a director. I was talking with my mate before who does my thumbnails, Gary from Not on Facebook Foley, and he said he felt it was more like a mini-series, it might be like a top prestige thing on HBO, Scar-Atlantic, in 4 parts, a bit like When They See Us, which was on Netflix. You've not seen When They See Us, watch it, it's superb. But I really like this film. It's interesting. I knew a little bit about the story, a bit about Abby Hoffman and Jerry. I've forgotten his second name. Quite sad what happened later on. But it is worth seeing on Netflix. I really like the film. I think it deserves a bit of recognition. So what's my tip to win here is Nomad Land. This is the film people are talking about. This is what I think is going to win. I think America as well, it may capture a kind of zeitgeist feeling. I haven't seen the film, but my feeling is it's about like people kind of cast drifting, falling into the cracks. And I think that in the disparate America with this gap, this chasm in the centre ground, I think this could be the kind of film that captures the spirit of the post-Trump era. And the pandemic, a sense that you maybe have a sense of not belonging and drifting, but I'm just surmising here, I don't know. Okay, so the directors, Fincher's nominated for Mank, a guy called Lee Isaac Chung, I'm not aware of, for Minari, Chloe Zhao for Nomad Land, so just say her next film is The Eternals, a big Marvel blockbuster, so again the Marvel people just showing amazing foresight. They're getting women and men from indie backgrounds who make cool indie films, and they're giving these blockbusters and shepherd them. A bit like the Bond film did, but not with indie people, obviously. But really interesting. And then Emerald Fennell for Promising Young Woman, Camilla Parker Bowles. I'm really looking forward to see that film. And then Thomas Vinterberg for another round. So Thomas Vinterberg was part of the Dogma 95 group with Lars von Trier. He did a brilliant film a while ago with called The Hunt, about a teacher who's accused of molesting a child, with the brilliant Mads Mikkelsen, one of the world's great actors. Apparently Mikkelsen is awesome in this. It's about a bunch of guys who decide to take up drinking with just a little amount each day because it makes you happier. It does sometimes. But apparently Mikkelsen was maybe a tip to get an Oscar nomination. He's never been nominated for anything. He's got to happen one day for Mads Mikkelsen. Great actor. So he's the kind of, they often, in the director's category, they'll often pick a kind of random sort of foreign director or someone a bit left field. just to kind of recognise, you know, some different stuff. There was a guy who did Cold War Power, Pulaski, is it? Did My Summer of Love. Could be wrong, don't quote me on that. But yeah, so that's Best Director. So let's have a look at actor and actresses. So actor in a leading role, Riz Ahmed, Sound of Metal. He's supposed to be superb in it. He plays a thrash metal drummer who goes deaf. Anthony Hopkins in The Father, he looks amazing. When I saw the trailer for this, I thought Hoskins is bringing the Oscar home, but he won't. We'll come to that. But he's the oldest person to ever get Best Actor nomination, 83. Gary Oldman, who's really good in it. I don't like the film. I love Oldman. It's weird, isn't it? Oldman, all those years he was doing amazing stuff, and then just in the last few years he's won the Best Actor Oscar and he's had 2 other nominations. I still think his George Smiley is the one that should have won. And then Stephen Yeun from Galaxy, who was in The Walking Dead, he's in this film Minari. Great to see that. He's, I think he might be the first Asian American to be nominated for Best Actor Oscar. So obviously there's the big thing, Oscars too white, and since then the Oscars have tried to show more diversity. And I think they've succeeded quite a lot, especially like last year with The Parasite. The great thing about that was it wasn't virtue signalling. They recognised it was the best film. It was really good. I mean, there was some controversy, you know, Spike Lee wasn't happy when Green Book won. But myself, and I know a lot of people love Green Book. But anyway. Then we've got Best Actress in a Leading Role. Sorry, I've not mentioned Chadwick Boseman from R. Ernie's Black Bottom. Okay, so this is what's going to win the Oscar. I think it's really sad what happened to Chadwick Boseman. He's excellent in this film. He deserves his Best Actor nomination, or should it be a Best Supporting Actor? No, he's in it quite a lot. But the thing is, he'll probably win because he passed away, and the sad thing is this film's not very good. If you watch the film on Netflix, he's great, the acting's good, but it's shot like a play. It's kind of set in 2 locations, inside a building and outside. I just didn't think it was very good. He's great in it. He's a very interesting character. He deserves a nomination. In another universe, if he was still alive, he wouldn't win. But because he passed away, this is the reason I think people will go for it. In the past, the only 2 actors who've won posthumous Oscars was Peter Finch with Network. For a 1976 film in 1977. Finch was brilliant in it. Technically, that was more like a supporting performance to me, but he dominates the film. So like Anthony Hopkins in The Silence of the Lambs, a supporting performance, got pushed for Best Actor. But Finch was brilliant. But more importantly, Network's a really good film. It's a satire on the media with William Holden and Faye Dunaway giving brilliant performances. Sidney Lumet at his peak. So he won for a really good film. Likewise, although I don't like it as much now, The Dark Knight, I've kind of superheroed out. I thought it was a really good superhero film, and Heath Ledger was brilliant. I'm still convinced if Heath Ledger hadn't passed away, he still would have won. But I think in this instance, I think Chadwick Boseman's great in it, but I think people would maybe think an actor from a better film, suspect maybe The Sound of Metal, Riz Ahmed, and Anthony Hopkins, The Father, are better films. But I could be wrong. But I do think Chadwick Boseman will win. Some people might not agree with my, you know, the fact he passed away, that would be a reason for winning, but I just think that's the way things are going. Okay, so best, I've got to go up the list to a weird place now, so let's do the Best Supporting Actor. Where is the, honestly, right, sorry. So Sasha Baron Cohen playing Abby Hoffman in the Trial of Chicago 7. Abby Hoffman, famous countercultural figure. Baron Cohen's excellent in this, and he's had a bit of a double whammy this year because he bought Borat back, which I haven't seen because it's on Amazon streaming. We'll come to the streaming issue. But I think he deserves this. I think he's really good. I think he's a great straight actor. He's funny in this as well. The guy's a bit of a genius. Awesome. You got Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and Black Messiah. Now, technically, I've read something that really this should possibly be a Best Actor nomination. Because kind of it's about Fred Hampton, the film. But he has, you know, he's hotly tipped for this. I really love Daniel Kaluuya. I thought he was great in Get Out. I felt he could have got nominated for Widows in supporting actor in that film. It's a patchy film, Steve McQueen, but he's great in it as like a kind of really nasty sidekick thug. Then there's Leslie Odom Jr. in One Night in Miami. I forget who he's playing, so I think he might be playing Malcolm X, but don't quote me on that. This film was hotly tipped Regina King to get a Best Director nomination, but it didn't happen. But basically, it's got Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X. Is it Sam Cooke? I'm not sure. It's 4, great historical African American figures, and they kind of descend on a motel room for one night, and it's what's that film with Einstein and Marilyn Monroe? It's that kind of idea. Nicholas Rowe did it anyway. And then a guy called Paul Raci, Sound of Metal. Now, this guy's a character actor, American character actor. He's done loads of work on TV. He actually has deaf parents, so he's signed all his whole life. So he plays the leader of a community group that helps deaf people. So he helps the Riz Ahmed character, who's gone deaf. Apparently, this guy's quite hotly tipped for this, but basically because the other performances aren't really supporting performances, they're leading ones. And now what they've done, the people who've made Judas and Black Messiah have stupidly put Lake of Stanfield. They've put him in for a supporting actor. He's got one, but it should be a leading actor role, or Daniel Kaluuya should. So now they're going to cancel each other out. But in this category, the word is the only true supporting performances by this actor, Paul Raci. And it annoys me when you get people giving... I love the performance, I love the actor, Mahershala Ali, when he won Best Supporting Actor for Green Book. And Viggo Mortensen was nominated Best Actor. It was a two-hander. They were both Best Actors. But the reason they do this is because two nominees in the same category cancel each other out. Example, Midnight Cowboy. Voight, fucking awesome. Hoffman, fucking awesome. Neither of them won. I don't know who won in 1969, I can't remember. Apologies. But I used to know every win of every Oscar thing, but I'm old. So it may be this Paul Raci guy that actually recognised the proper supporting performance, but apparently he's excellent. It sounds like a nice story. You know, the guy's just been a jobbing actor for years and he's got this great role. Okay, so it's Best Actress in a Supporting Role now. I've got to go up the list. Why have you put it in this order, Guardian? Okay, Maria Baklova, Borat's subsequent movie film. I think this girl's Eastern European actress. I'm not sure. Apparently I haven't seen this film because it's on fucking Amazon. And I don't have Amazon Prime. We'll come to that. But she apparently is awesome. Apparently she's hotly tipped. It's a brilliant comic performance. She knocks it out of the park. I really want to see it, but I don't have Amazon. Then you got Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy. Now, normally, I would pick this. Glenn Close has been nominated 8 times now. I think she was very unlucky not to win for The Wife last time. But Olivia Colman won for The Favourite. And she was great in that, Olivia Colman. But the problem is no critics like this film. It got terrible reviews. I watched it. I thought it was a kind of average sort of family drama film. I quite liked it. But I thought Glenn Close was really good in it. I thought Glenn Close was very good in it. Really good prosthetic makeup. But she played, a lot of heart in it. Glenn Close is great. The problem for Glenn Close is she should have won for Fatal Attraction back in 1987. That was brilliant. She was brilliant in that. It was like the biggest film that year. She was absolutely on the money. And it's an example of Oscar just getting it wrong. I can't remember who won in 1987. It was Cher for Moonstruck. I love Cher, but she's not as good as Glenn Close was in Fatal Attraction. Okay, Olivia Colman's nominated for The Father. Yeah, I've seen the trailer. She looks great in it. Amanda Seyfried in Mank. Again, I did like her performance. Amanda Seyfried typically plays sort of slightly left of field rom-com leads, like Mamma Mia, I suppose. Well, this is a musical, but I love her in Mean Girls, but I really like her as a person. When you see her interviewed, she's great. She's hilarious in the second Ted film. Absolutely brilliant. I really like this person, and she gets to kind of shine in this. It's well deserved, but I think the money's gone away from Mank. And then there's Jung-hoon Yoon in Minari. I don't know anything about the actress or the performance. My feeling is, it depends. I think the Maria Baklova will probably win this. For one extra reason is the Borat film was taking the piss out of Trump's America, and the Oscars are notoriously liberal. So a lot of people watched it and liked her. But it could be wrong. Glenn Close could win. It could be like, it's her turn. We need to give her an Oscar. 8 wins, 8 nominations, no wins. She's up there with Peter O'Toole now, I think. All those were all best acting. Glenn Close is split actress and best supporting actress. So those what I think the biggies will be. Let's just go through the list of best costume design. Emma, Mank, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mulan, Pinocchio. Mank could be in with a chance of this. obviously the costume design, it's recreating 1930s Hollywood. Technically good. Mulan, Mulan was kind of a bit of a slight misfire of streaming and that. I mean, it looked good, the trailer, a lot of good work on that, I'd imagine. Ooh, I won't go for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, although that has got good costumes. Emma, yeah, I think it's between Mank and Mulan. I think I'll go for Mank for this because it's recreating classic Hollywood. Okay, I'm going for Mank. Best original score. Okay, so one of the nominated films in this is Da Five Bloods. And people were hotly tipping this. I don't know why. I watched it on Netflix, so I thought it was fucking crap. I really like Black Klansman, Spike Lee's previous film. I think Spike Lee doesn't get the recognition he deserves as an American director sometimes. And it's good to see him nominated. He should have been nominated before for other things. But Delroy Lindo was hotly tipped to get a Best Actor nomination for this and hasn't. There's a bit of controversy about that. I mean, he was really good at Delroy Lindo, but the film's crap and he played a real twat in it, actually. Interesting, good performance, but it's such a waste, this film. I just don't get why it's got recognised, really. It was a mess to me. Mank, that was a good score. Minari, News of the World. So, News of the World had a really good score. Now, this is one of the films that's missed out. I've seen this on Netflix. It's a Tom Hanks film. Paul Greengrass directing. I thought it was a lovely film. There was a lot of love for the young girl, German actress playing the young orphan in it. And she's not been nominated. Hanks hasn't. He gives a beautiful performance. Great photography on this film. Great realisation of scenes. Greengrass stepping out of his usual thing. So this film's been overlooked. I really like this film, and there's a nice sort of thing about the news and perception of events. A little comment on taking a historical film and commenting on Trump's American post fact and stuff, alternate facts and post truth, as it were. Really like this film. It's probably the film in the whole streaming of lockdown that I really enjoyed. And I've got Netflix, so I could watch it. Unlike Apple TV, which had Greyhound on. Okay. So, and then Soul, yeah, Pixar, I haven't, one of the things is, because I don't have access to all the streaming sites, I haven't seen, I can't comment on these, so it'd be difficult to know where this could go. My feeling is Soul's about music. Soul might have a good chance of getting this. Soul is the Pixar thing that went straight to streaming, it's supposed to be great. That's going to win the Best Animated Film. Best Adapted Screenplay. Borat subsequent movie film. How's that adapted? I don't know. The Father, Nomad Land, One Night in Miami, The White Tiger. I think Nomad Land will win this. The lady who's directed it is up for 4 nominations. She's done this. But if it gets Best Picture, which I think it will, and it's been adapted right, she's going to win. Best Original Screenplay, Judas and Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, Trial of Chicago 7. I mean, Trial of Chicago 7 could be Aaron Sorkin's really highly thought of, but he's won before. Sound of Metal, Promising Young Woman, Judas and the Black Messiah, I don't know. I think Minari might win this. It's unlikely that Minari is going to win in the big categories, and this would be a way of recognising it. So I'm going to go for Minari. Best Animated Short Film, no idea. Burroughs, Genius Lucky, If Anything Happens, I Love You, Opera, Yes People, not sure. One of the problems I just stopped is normally I've seen quite a few of these films, or in the lead up to this, but because of streaming, because of what's happened, no films come out of the pictures. And I think that devalues this. I think it devalues it a lot, and with Steven Spielberg and that, these films should be seen on the big screen. And with Steven Spielberg, yeah, like we're buddies, hey Steven, yeah, I'm a twat, sorry. Yeah, it's I've got Netflix and then stuff on Now TV where you can see stuff on Sky Movies, but that's it. I mean, I haven't got a smart TV, so and I'm not signing up for Amazon and Apple, and now there's HBO Max and Disney. It's just I'm not. Well, no one's made money at the moment. Anyways, best live action short, I'm not sure. Couldn't say. Best documentary. Okay, so the only thing I know about this is there's 2 front runners here. There's Crip Camp, which I think's about a camp that was in the 70s, possibly for disabled people, encouraging sport and stuff. So that's got an interesting pub. There's My Octopus Teacher. Now, I haven't watched this, but it's on Netflix. It's supposed to be superb. It's about a guy who kind of studies an octopus and bonds with him. And it's very highly thought of. So, it's a tough one, this. I think I'm going to go for Crip Camp. Best documentary for sure, I don't know, but there's one, Colette. Is that Holocaust related? I'll go for that. I think, obviously, Holocaust is always a big pull stuff. Best international feature film, Another Round, that will win this. Obviously, it's nominating Best Director, Thomas Winterberg. I think that would win. So they don't say foreign language film now. Better Days Collected, The Man Who Sold His Skin, Quo Vadis Ada. Don't know. Best Sound, Greyhound. Yeah, I would like to see that. British on Apple TV, I think. Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Sound of Metal, Soul. Okay, so the winner for this will be The Sound of Metal. Apparently, like Whiplash, it's got really good sound design. Obviously, it's about him losing his hearing, so it's going to be crucial to the film. I'm certain The Sound of Metal was win this. Best production design, The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, Tenet. The winner of this one, actually, News of the World's got a lovely recreation of the era, but I think Mank will win this. You've got a recreation of Xanadu and William, not Xanadu, that's bloody Kane's place. William Randolph-Hearst Gaff, I've actually been to it. It's up in the hills off the coast along the Pacific Coast Highway. It's an amazing place. I forget what his real name is, but obviously William Randolph-Hearst Gaff, his mansion, which had zoo animals and everything, was the inspiration for Xanadu in Citizen Kane, where Wells is Kane. Hangs out at the end in isolation, as it were. Production design, I'm going for mine. Best film editing, Nomad Land, Sound of Metal. Well, The Father won't win. The Trial of Chicago 7 won't win. Promising Young Woman won't win. It's Nomad Land or Sound of Metal. Generally speaking, the best picture winner, which I think will be Nomad Land, and it's nominated, will win Best Film Editing. So I'm going to go for that. Sound of Metal could possibly, if it involves music, that would involve some like cool cutting and sound design. But I'm going to go for that. Best cinematography, good to see News of the World nominated, beautifully shot that. It's one of the best shot films I've seen. Mank, this is a tough one. Mank's black and white. Forget the name of the guy who shot this. It is impressive cinematography, Mank. Judas and Black Messiah, Trial of Chicago 7. Or Nomad Land. Again, Nomad Land, it's the black and white versus, haven't seen Nomad Land, but I imagine it captures Midwest vistas. I don't know. I'm going to go for Nomad Land, I think. If Nomad Land gets traction, I think that will win. The black and white's always a pull. I'm going for Nomad Land, but if Mank wins, I said Mank is the second choice. Best visual effects, Love and Monsters, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, Tenet. Whoa. God, what a poor category. Actually, The Midnight Sky has some nice stuff, but Love and Monsters, I don't know what that is. Mulan, and it's probably got some cool stuff. But I haven't seen it because it's streaming on Disney. The One and Only Ivan, I don't even know what that is, sorry. Tenet has some cool shit. Actually, they should give it a Tenet, because Tenet had the balls to come out and release itself for the pictures. And it didn't do quite as well, but it still grossed $350 million. And when this shit was down, they let us go to the pictures and watch like a film we're really excited about. So I want Tenet to win for that only. Best animated feature, Shaun the Sheep movie, I found again. I haven't seen it, I would love it to win. Onward, Over the Moon, Wolfwalkers. Because Onward's an interesting one. That came out as Pixar, came out of the pictures, and then the pandemic happened. And then it went to streaming. So I wonder if they're taking a bath on that. Soul went straight to streaming on Disney, I think. Pixar, yeah. Which I don't have! So I can't see Soul, but Soul's supposed to be really good. Best makeup, hairstyling, Emma, Hillbilly Elegy, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Pinocchio. Pinocchio's the, what's his name? He won the Best Actor for Life is Beautiful. It's his live action version, and that's supposed to be really good, actually. Fucking hated Life is Beautiful. When he won Best Actor, fuck that shit. Roberto Benigni. I don't know this. Glenn Close's makeup's really good on Hillbilly Elegy. I don't know why Ma Rainey's in there, really. Mank. It's some pretty good. It's not a great category. I don't know. Maybe I'd go for Pinocchio, perhaps. If makeup people are, voting for it. Best original song. Well, I want the story of Fire. Who's Sapphic? Eurovision Song Contest, the story of Fire. I want that to win. Fight for You, Judas and the Black Messiah. Speak Now, One Night in Miami. Hear My Voice. I haven't, and then I've seen The Life Ahead. Low C. Scene. Right. I think Speak Now or Fight for You will win. They're about African American subjects. They'll be sung by African Americans. When they've had songs like this recently, they've usually won the best song, like there was the one that John Legend did for Selma. I don't know, I haven't heard the songs. I might. It's one of those things, if Judas and Black Messiah is unlucky. I have a feeling it still could win Best Supporting Actor, that, for Daniel Kaluuya. So if that wins for that, I think Judas, maybe Speak Now will win. If Judas and Black Messiah doesn't win Best Supporting Actor, maybe Fight for You might win. And that's it. I've kind of been through all of them, and I've waffled on for 30 minutes, sorry. Yeah, it's been a strange time. Normally we'd kind of be buzzing, oh, is this film coming out, is that? We've had the summer blockbusters, but because of the pandemic, it's just, when I saw like 3 films at the Pictures, 3 or 4 this year, that's it. And when you put them on the small screen, it diminishes them. A pleasant surprise was the News of the World. Like that kind of really, really found that really engrossing. And I know a lot of people didn't, just watched it in my house. But yeah, that's what I think. Those are me sort of predictions. So sorry for waffling on so long, and see you again. Cheers.